Hi there, happy Friday. This is our week 9 help video. I know that a lot of you are busy wrapping up the chapter 3 test today or getting ready to take it on Monday. But so this video, I didn't want to talk about content, but I did want to talk about the culture and the discussion boards. So in reviewing the responses from the survey that was offered for extra credit in week 8, and thank you so much for all of you who took it. You gave me some really great feedback and things to do differently this semester and to plan for future semesters. So I really appreciate that. But I noticed that one of the most frequently low-rated assignments was the discussion boards, and the people didn't see value in those. And I'm not here to change your mind about that. If the tool hasn't felt valuable to you, that is valid feedback for me. But what I wanted to talk about was the goal of those, which is to give you a place to interact about culture. And I hope that even if you aren't finding the discussion boards to be the most valuable way to do that, I hope that you are taking some time to learn about culture this semester. There are those cultural videos that I know you're watching, and the questions in my Spanish lab, the activities that go along with those in my Spanish lab. But the discussion board, the goal was to give you a place to interact about the culture that you're learning about, and to think about your own culture, to think about the culture of Spanish-speaking countries. I think one of the problems that we run into when we try to study culture is that we don't always understand what our own culture is, because it's just what we're used to and what we've known our whole lives. And especially if you haven't traveled a lot internationally, or to areas of the country, of even our own country, that are very different from where you grew up, sometimes it's hard to know what things we do because it's our culture, and what things is just that's what everybody does. So that was kind of the point of the discussion boards, was to give you a chance to interact about some of that, and then also to do a little more digging about things that are of interest to you. So this week it was if there was a holiday or a special event in Mexico that you were interested in. And I've seen some really great responses so far this week. People talked about Semana Santa. One of the towns has a tequila festival. There's Dia de los Muertos. So I've seen some really great things coming out in the discussion board this week, and I hope that those have been useful to most of you. But I want to just encourage you about the value of studying the culture, because language does not happen in a vacuum. Language is not an isolated thing that exists on its own. It is part of the whole community and the whole way of life of the people who speak that language. And language is affected by culture, and culture is affected by language. So I want to encourage you, as you are studying the Spanish language this semester and hopefully continuing on in the future, that you think about the culture of Spanish-speaking countries and look for ways to learn more about it, whether it's traveling to a Spanish-speaking country or just immersing yourself in the culture in other ways, finding events to attend locally here, Hispanic community events and that kind of thing. And then also just looking for other sources of information about Spanish-speaking, the culture of Spanish-speaking countries. So one thing right now, and I know this seems like a silly thing to recommend in a college class, but I absolutely love the movie Coco that has come out recently. It's a Disney Pixar movie. And, I don't always recommend Disney movies for their great cultural accuracies, but this one I think was really, really well done. And it is a nice overview, or not an overview, it's not a teaching tool, but a nice glimpse into what Dia de los Muertos means for the country of Mexico and for the people who have grown up with that celebration. So look for opportunities like that, to watch movies like that, or read materials from Spanish-speaking countries. And I think that you'll find more value as you look for more opportunities and things that are meaningful to you. So if you love music, look for music. If you love film, look for Spanish language films. There are a number of them on Netflix. You can watch them a lot of times with English subtitles so that you can tell what's going on. If you love poetry, find Spanish poetry, history, geography, whatever piques your interest, food or celebrations, parties and holidays, whatever is most interesting to you. Try to find ways to to look for how those things are represented in the Spanish-speaking cultures. Anyway, and then, of course, with the discussion board, I do hope that you continue to engage in those discussion boards, and I hope that you find that they are more valuable as you start kind of looking for other ways to broaden your knowledge of the culture of Spanish-speaking countries. So I hope that's helpful, and buena suerte with the test. The ones that I've graded so far are looking great. So let me know if you have any questions or problems, and I will see you all online.